What does this Lincoln Day dinner mean to you?
Well, obviously, it's an important event here for the Republicans in the town of Fairfield. It's our largest annual fundraising event. It's a great community event for us to get all the local Republicans together to honor one of our great American presidents, Abraham Lincoln. A lot of people, I think, love Abraham Lincoln, don't remember he was a Republican, so we're proud to have him as one of our own. But it's just a good, fun event for us. We do raise some money to go help the cause, so to speak, and we always try to make sure that we honor those who came before us, from Abraham Lincoln all the way to the present. Recently, we've lost a couple of very good Republicans, Sue Eckert, who is our minority leader of the RTM, Cindy Foothrap, who is on the Board of Education. So it's also a night where we can gather and pay our respects to them as well.
Your family, of course, being steeped in the Fairfield area for many, many years. It's a great tradition you're carrying on. What goes on for you in the future after we get through this budget?
Well, hopefully we will get through the budget in Hartford. I intend to seek re-election for the state senate in November 2010. If I'm lucky enough to be the Republican nominee and get re-elected, I'll hopefully serve another term in Hartford. I'm lucky to be able to do something I love to do. Fairfield's a great town. I get to represent 4 great towns, with Easton, Weston, and Newtown as well. You know them all. And I'm just very lucky to do something I love, and I'm going to hopefully do it for another 2 years.
What is the answer to the budgetary difficulty?
The answer is making tough decisions, and unfortunately those tough decisions mean saying no to some folks. We simply don't have enough money to do everything that we want to do. We're no different than businesses in the state of Connecticut. We're no different than any family who's had to sit down and make some very difficult choices with their family's budget in these tough economic times. It's hard for politicians to say no. Public interest groups and people come up to the Capitol and they don't say, cut my funding, they say increase my funding. And they're all well-meaning and they're all fighting for important causes. But we need to prioritize in state government. I think there's a lot of waste in state government that we've yet to really look at. And I've been talking about ways at going after that waste, auditing every state agency, really looking at every aspect of state government to make sure we're spending money for the people as efficiently as we can. We already know there's some areas where we could save really a couple $100 million in the example of social services. The state provides some services at about twice the cost of local nonprofits, places like the Kennedy Center, who work so hard in our communities. They're underfunded by the state, and yet they service our elderly, our needy, our disabled, our mentally ill. And if the state were to get out of that business and fully fund our local nonprofits, we could end up saving a couple $100 million a year.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you, David.